welcome to my channel. My name is Karuna. I always hope that you feel at ease here and that you feel like you're settling in to a deeper truth, a deeper wisdom that lives inside of you. Today, I'm going to give you one of the most powerful tools, one of the most powerful practices for emotional triggers. This centering meditation is designed to help carry you through life. That's why it's so powerful and so practical. You may have noticed that when a trigger comes up, the mind tries to get really involved and solve it. And the more the mind goes on high alert, the more it tries and gets frustrated, the harder it becomes, the more enmeshed we feel in the emotional trigger. In today's centering meditation, we're going to go the other way. That means instead of trying to solve it with the dear mind that tries so hard, we're going to turn around at the mind, gaze at the mind, and then feel through the trigger. I'll guide, and the better you become at the practice, the more empowered you'll feel around your emotional triggers. The less charged they'll be overall. This meditation is for all triggers, but today we're going to look at shame because shame is such a big trigger for many of us. Please know that you can insert your emotional trigger anytime you come back to this video, whether that trigger be guilt, or fear, or anxiety, or low self-worth, unlovability. So are you ready for this powerful practice? It's one that'll carry you throughout your lifetime. Let's come to either a seated posture or feel free to lay down on the floor or on a sofa or on your bed. And if you're laying down, please be sure to put a pillow underneath your knees so that your knees aren't straight. The knees will be slightly bent. As we start this centering meditation, your central nervous system might be upset, your stomach might be rolling around, or your heart might feel very sad. But I want you to know that it's okay. You're here just as you are. You're showing up with your authenticity in this human experience. So on that note, let's take a beautiful breath. And go ahead and close your eyes now. When you close your eyes, the outer vision dissolves. And that outer vision is connected often to judgment, heightened thought. So we'll take a moment here to enjoy this delicious unburdening of judgment and outer thought. It lessens ever so slightly when we close the eyes and we turn toward the inner vision. As you exhale out any world weariness. Exhale the burdens you've carried today. The burdens of the thoughts trying so hard to make it okay. And even let the thoughts detox. It's just like the thoughts are unburdening and they're detoxing from trying so hard. And if your dear heart is racing at all, go ahead and take a moment just to thank your heart for beating so loyally over these years. So you acknowledge your dear heart. that's been the thread, the golden thread that's guided you through life. And exhale again. Continue to unburden. Dear thoughts, you try so hard. I'm so appreciative. And today we're going to learn something new. Today we're going to turn right round at you, dear thoughts. And we're going to be curious about you. And we're going to let you come to ease. And we're going to try something new. We're going to feel through the experience of the trigger rather than thinking through it. Now here, with your eyes closed, envision a beautiful flow of energy coming through the center of your eyebrows to the center of the skull, deep in the center of the skull, deep between the ears. Don't worry about exactly where it is. Just envision a beautiful flow of inner energy through the center of the eyebrows, deep into the center of the skull, deep between the ears. And now from here, envision every thought you've ever had coming home. Coming home to the center of the skull. Every thought, from childhood to current day. All the thoughts gathering in the center of the skull. And they want to come home. It's like a magnetic pull. It's natural, it's filled with ease, and all the thoughts are so happy to gather and to come home to the center of the skull, deep between the ears. Even the little stragglers, even the thoughts of doubt, or the thoughts you hold in reserve, the thoughts of mistrust. Allow all the thoughts to come home, the weary ones, the small ones. They are magnetically drawn to come home. And they're so weary. They're so eager to come home. They haven't known where to go, but today they do. And as the thoughts come home, know that it's okay if you feel a little bit of vibration in the central nervous system. That's okay. It's understandable. When we're triggered, there might be a little bit of a vibration. That's okay. The thoughts are coming home. And as the thoughts come home, notice how you begin to gain a clarity, a purity, mental clarity, a centeredness. And soak in that mental centeredness. The more the thoughts come home, the more centered you become in your mental field. It's the easiest thing you've ever done. Now from here, we're inclusive as we sweetly come down to the heart area. Feel a warmth at the heart. Don't worry about quantifying it. Don't worry about what your version of love or warmth looks like compared to someone else. Just feel a warmth at the heart. And maybe it's been dormant for a bit, especially during this time of a trigger. But settle into the warmth of your heart, a natural warmth, a natural ease of the chest. Don't try to judge it or think about how you're doing. No need to grasp. Feel a warmth at the heart. A wisdom, an ancient wisdom that lives at your heart. An ancient wisdom. From here, with a pure mental field and warmth of heart, begin to feel the trigger of shame. And if it's another trigger for you today, feel that trigger. But today we'll look at shame. And as you feel through this bandwidth of shame, it may be intense, and notice how the mind will want to comment, but keep feeling the shame. Bring it toward you. Bring it toward the warmth of heart, like gentle waves in an ocean. You need not be afraid of anything. Feel. Open the doors of the heart and feel this trigger known as shame. Keep feeling. Notice how the mind will want to comment. Dear mind, today you get to have a respite, and we're going to stay with the experience, the sensation of the shame. What does the shame feel like to you? The bandwidth of the shame. You'll live through this. It may be intense. It's okay. Keep feeling. Where does the sensation come up for you? Maybe you feel it a little bit more in the stomach or intestines or in throat. Where do you feel the sensation? Keep feeling. Again, notice how the mind might want to comment. It's okay, dear mind. As you feel through that shame, it might feel foggy. Breathe into that shame now. Make it more breathable. Make it more permeable. Like there's a little bit more space within that bandwidth of shame. There's just a little bit more space, more ease. It's more breathable. And does that shame drop through to another experience? Perhaps sadness. Perhaps the bottom of the shame in that breathability drops into a sadness. Keep feeling the sadness. Maybe that sensation shows up at your lungs. Keep feeling. Be brave. Curious. So the shame can drop through to another experience. Sadness or whatever you're experiencing right now. The bottom of the shame will drop out to another experience. It's okay. Stay with the experience. Feel the experience. No need to quantify it. No need to judge it. Keep feeling. What is the sensation? There's nothing to be afraid of. Keep feeling. Bring it toward you like the gentle waves at an ocean. And now breathe into the sadness. Make the sadness a little bit more permeable, a little bit more open, a bit more spacious. And in that spaciousness, does the bottom residue of the sadness, does that drop out into another experience? Maybe one filled with a little bit more ease now. Maybe an experience that dissolves into a great ocean. Just like a mighty delta with all the soil and the silt in the delta. At some point it gives way to the mighty ocean. As you continue to feel, allow the silt, the bottom, to drop out, to dissipate, to dissolve. And what does it dissolve into? Feel this. Feel. Does it dissolve into an ocean? An infinite, vast ocean where you can settle more, where you can rest? A place, a field where you feel you've really come home? You've come home to the home you've always longed for? And as you take full residence in this home, as you settle and welcome and soak deeply, notice how rejuvenative it is. From here, from this vista, this infinite vista, can you feel perhaps the trigger of shame in the background now? No need to go back, no need to revisit. But can you feel it in the background of your being? This great ocean, your authentic self in foreground and shame in background. There's nothing more nourishing than recognition of self with a capital S. That which you are, that which we are. What teachers and mentors and guides have spoken of for years and years and years. What poets write of, what artists capture on canvas. Soak in this recognition of who and what you are. Bring it to the forefront of your life. And this practice, when the triggers become so heightened that we feel lost and we're taken away by the matrix of the stories and the judgment and the harshness of the mind, this is the direction to go. Always, for every trigger. Come here time and time again. Take your respite. And this vantage point, this place, will now guide you and inform you in a confused world. Breathe. And smile from the inside out. This experience is an equal opportunity experience for all. It's the very essence of life. You can speak of this experience from a personal standpoint. You are qualified to do that. Breathe. From here, if you're laying down, please gently make your way up to a seated posture. And with the eyes still closed, in our seated posture, just notice a sparkly quality in the body. Now softly begin to open your eyes, but stay on this channel. As you open the eyes, you may want to switch channels. Keep your peripheral vision vast. There's not one trigger we need to be afraid of if we move in this direction. We centered all the thoughts, we brought them home. We included that centeredness as we came to the heart, and then we felt through the trigger without the commentary of the mind creating an imbalance. Therein, we came home. We are home. It is my honor today to guide in this centering meditation. Please come back to this meditation time and time again. And if you're so inspired, please share with others so that others who experience emotional triggers know the direction to go. I welcome your comments, and I'll see you on the channel very soon.